it's Katie. So today I'm going to be making this really great dessert. They're called Cinnamon-Tahini cookies. And these are great because they're so low maintenance and they don't require than say like 20 minutes of work. There's not even that many ingredients that are involved in it. I've added a few extra and there's others that you can add to them too, just to add extra texture or flavor and kind of mix it up however you would like. But they're perfect for pretty much any event you would want them for, and they're so easy to put together in such a short amount of time. So the first ingredient that I'm going to be using is tahini. So tahini is just ground up sesame seeds, and it creates sort of a sesame butter, like when you put in like almonds and just grind them up and it becomes almond butter. That's how it is with tahini. So if you've ever had hummus, it's created by just tahini and chickpeas mixed together, and that's basically it. But tahini is a great source of calcium, and it's rich in so many different vitamins and minerals, such as phosphorus, potassium, or vitamin E. And tahini is also a great source of protein, and it's going to be a big part of the main binder of my dough for these cookies. And so then the next ingredient that I'm going to be using is pure maple syrup, and maple syrup is going to be the main sweetener in this recipe, and it makes the cookies like really taste like a dessert, you know? So the main reason to use this maple syrup is because it's a natural sweetener. You're not getting any of the extra like processing and kind of, there's no high fructose corn syrup, and that's a big part of it. And it's got quite a few antioxidants, but it is still like a sugar, so you don't want to be eating this every day. And so then the next ingredient I'll be using is just some cinnamon. And cinnamon's gonna be a nice little flavoring for the cookies. I mean, they are called Cinnamon-Tahini cookies. And it gives it's like a low-key kind of sweetness. Like, it's not overwhelming. But cinnamon has been actually proven to boost brain activity, and the manganese that is found in cinnamon is great for forming strong connective tissues and bones. And it's also a great source of calcium and fiber, so you're definitely gonna wanna have some cinnamon every day. Maybe not every day. But the last main ingredient I'm gonna be using in these cookies are quick cooking oats. And they're going to be they're very similar to rolled oats, which is what you see as like your main kind of like oat. But the difference is that these are very coarsely chopped, so they're going to be a lot finer than what you would see in like your oatmeal or stuff. But like this is what like your oatmeal raisin cookies and stuff like that's going to have quick cooking oats in them. And oats are a great source of the compound adinephramine, and that has actually like been kind of proven to help reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. And oats also, they're carbohydrates, so that means they have a high fiber content, and that can help to reduce and remove cholesterol that could have ended up in the bloodstream. I'm also going to be, I've just kind of added these ingredients, I'm going to be adding some semi-sweet chocolate chips that are accidentally vegan. I got them from Trader Joe's because they're one of the brands that just, they didn't mean for it, but they just don't have they don't have any animal protein at all, no animal product at all. Because cacao is actually a plant, so it's where the chocolate chips come from. So it's a good idea to use these, but like you don't have to. If you want to have them accidentally vegan, then go ahead. By all means, just do what you want for that. I'm also going to be adding a little bit of salt for some flavoring. And then I'm also going to be adding some of a small ripe banana that I've already mashed ahead of time. And the bananas are a great source of potassium, as you might know. But this banana is going to be a great way to add some texture and bind the dough together a bit more for these cookies. So the first thing that I'm going to do is add a half cup of tahini. I have not, it's a lot more liquidy than you would think, but it's a half cup of tahini. Kind of reminds me of like sweetened condensed milk that you put in pumpkin pie. So there's a half cup of tahini in here. So, and once I add the half cup of tahini, I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. I'm gonna kind of scoop that out real quick. I'm trying to get as much tahini as possible. So, I already have something off the side here. Okay, so I have half cup of tahini. This is and then I have a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. And just like if you haven't used pure maple syrup before, just like a note, it pours really fast. So like you want to make sure that, like, I mean, it's not like Aunt Jemima's or anything where it's like super slow. So there's my 1/4 cup of maple syrup. Also scoop that out. And once I've done that, I'm going to add my 2 teaspoons of cinnamon, which I've already measured out, but 2 teaspoons of cinnamon. And then then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract into this bowl. So now that I've put all of these into the bowl, I'm going to mix them together. And once it's been mixed thoroughly well, I'm going to add some more of like the rest of the ingredients. So I'm just going to mix this up. Doesn't take too long. So now that I've mixed these up, I'm going to add 3/4 cups of oats, and then I'm going to add a pinch of salt. I have a little spoon here. This is just a pinch. I think is adorable. Got just a pinch of salt, and then I'm going to add my chocolate chips, and I have 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips, but you can always add a bit more if you'd like. And then I have just the mashed banana, and I'm also going to pour this in just to bind it all together. So, the rest of the banana in there. So now that I have those mixed up, so this is kind of what it all looks like, and I'm just going to mix these up and kind of complete the dough. So what I've done is I've just dampened my hands a little bit, and I scooped up a little bit of the dough, and I just kind of, I would say probably at least 1.5 tablespoons, maybe 2 tablespoons of dough, and I kind of form it into a cookie shape, and I'm just going to place it on, there's some parchment paper here, just kind of scoop it, kind of make sure. This recipe should serve about 8, and when you first pick up the dough, it feels a bit liquidy, but do not worry, it definitely kind of forms, and it's not as bad as you would think it is. So now that I have put these in their little cookie form, I actually was able to make 9 cookies. I'm gonna put these cookies in for 10 minutes at 350 degrees. I've already preheated the oven, but I would recommend that you put it in for like 7 or 8 minutes to start with, because my oven runs hot, and if yours does too, I would just put it in for less time and then add as much extra time as you need until you think that they're done. So I'm just going to put these in. So now that these cookies are out of the oven, I just need to let them cool for about 10 minutes before they can be served. I just wanted to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys try out the recipe, and I hope you guys like them as much as I do. So thanks again for watching, and bye!